In 2012, a naked man in Miami attacked a homeless person and began eating his face. Police shot the attacker, but he continued chewing until a second shot killed him. Toxicology reports found only marijuana in his system. That same year, a Maryland man killed his roommate, ate his heart and brain, then called police to confess. In Pennsylvania, a woman stabbed herself repeatedly and threw pieces of her own intestines at police officers. The media called it the zombie apocalypse, but scientists weren't laughing. They knew something the public didn't. Zombie-like behavior isn't science fiction. It exists in nature, and it's spreading. The question isn't whether a zombie apocalypse could happen. The question is, has it already begun? Real zombies exist everywhere in nature. The most famous is Ophiocordyceps unilateralis, a fungus that infects carpenter ants in tropical forests. The fungus invades the ant's brain, taking complete control of its behavior. The infected ant abandons its colony and climbs to a specific height on a plant stem. At exactly the right temperature and humidity, the fungus forces the ant to bite down on a leaf vein and lock its jaws. The ant dies, but the fungus keeps growing. Within days, a stalk erupts from the ant's head, releasing spores that rain down on other ants below. Each spore can create a new zombie ant. Entire colonies can be wiped out. Then there's Toxoplasma gondii, a parasite that infects mammals, including humans. In mice, it removes their fear of cats. Infected mice actually seek out cat urine and become attracted to areas where cats hunt. This isn't random. The parasite needs to get inside a cat to complete its life cycle, so it turns mice into willing victims. The mouse becomes a zombie, programmed to sacrifice itself. Here's where it gets disturbing. Toxoplasma gondii infects humans too. An estimated 2 billion people worldwide carry this parasite, often without knowing it. In humans, Toxoplasma causes subtle behavioral changes. Infected men become more aggressive and suspicious. Infected women become more outgoing and promiscuous. Both sexes show increased risk-taking behavior and slower reaction times. Studies have linked Toxoplasma infection to higher rates of car accidents, suicide attempts, and mental illness. Some researchers believe it may contribute to schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. But Toxoplasma is just one example. Rabies virus also changes behavior dramatically. Infected animals become hyper-aggressive and lose their fear of humans. They attack anything that moves, spreading the virus through bites. In humans, rabies causes hydrophobia, hallucinations, and violent behavior. Without treatment, it's 100% fatal. The virus literally drives its victims insane before killing them. Perhaps the most zombie-like disease affecting humans is Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, caused by misfolded proteins called prions. Prions are nearly indestructible and can survive extreme heat, radiation, and chemical sterilization. Mad cow disease is a prion disease. When humans eat infected beef, they can develop variant Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. The prions attack the brain, creating sponge-like holes and causing rapid mental deterioration. Victims lose memory, coordination, and cognitive function. They become aggressive and unpredictable. In the final stages, they can't speak, walk, or recognize family members. Death usually occurs within a year. What makes prions terrifying is their potential for mutation. If a prion disease ever became transmissible through casual contact, it could create something very close to a zombie plague. Modern biotechnology has made creating zombie-like pathogens easier than ever. Scientists routinely modify viruses and bacteria in laboratories, sometimes with dangerous results. In 2005, researchers recreated the 1918 flu virus from genetic material found in frozen corpses. The reconstructed virus was incredibly lethal, killing all infected laboratory animals within days. CRISPR gene editing technology allows precise modifications to any organism's DNA. A bioterrorist could potentially create a pathogen that combines the brain-altering effects of rabies with the transmissibility of influenza. The technology to create such weapons is becoming cheaper and more accessible. What once required a government laboratory can now be done in a garage by someone with basic biology training. The 2012 zombie attacks weren't isolated incidents. They coincided with the rise of synthetic drugs called bath salts, stimulants that can cause extreme paranoia, hallucinations, and violent behavior. Bath salts affect the brain's dopamine system, causing hyperstimulation and psychosis. Users report feeling superhuman strength and experiencing terrifying hallucinations. They become aggressive, paranoid, and often attack others. Emergency rooms across the country reported cases of people on bath salts exhibiting zombie-like behavior, biting, clawing, and showing no response to pain or police tasers. The US government takes the zombie threat seriously enough to have created official response plans. The CDC published a zombie preparedness guide, and the Pentagon has Plan 8888, a document outlining military response to a zombie outbreak. While presented as training exercises, these plans address real concerns about how society would respond to a rapidly spreading pathogen that causes violent, irrational behavior. Military strategists worry about how quickly such an outbreak could spread in our interconnected world. Air travel could carry infected individuals to every continent within 24 hours. Even without supernatural reanimation, a zombie-like pandemic could destroy civilization. Computer models show that a highly contagious pathogen causing violent behavior would spread faster than authorities could respond. The initial response would likely make things worse. Quarantine attempts would fail, as infected individuals became aggressive and broke containment. Military intervention could accelerate the spread as soldiers became infected. Social media would spread panic faster than the disease itself. False information, conspiracy theories, and fear would cause additional chaos. Trust in government and medical authorities would collapse. Within weeks, supply chains would break down. Food, fuel, and medical supplies would become scarce. Law enforcement would be overwhelmed. Society would fragment into isolated groups fighting for survival. Popular culture depicts zombies as mindless, shambling corpses, but a real zombie plague would likely be different. Infected individuals would probably retain basic motor skills and some problem-solving ability. They might be able to open doors, climb stairs, and use simple tools. This would make them far more dangerous than the slow-moving zombies of classic horror films. The infection would probably spread through multiple routes: bites, scratches, airborne particles, and contaminated surfaces. Quarantine would be nearly impossible. Most disturbing of all, the infected might retain enough intelligence to deceive others about their condition, at least in the early stages. They could spread the infection deliberately, making containment even more difficult. A zombie apocalypse might sound like pure fantasy, but the biological mechanisms already exist in nature. Parasites control behavior, viruses alter brain function, and prions destroy cognitive abilities. Modern biotechnology has given us the tools to create pathogens more dangerous than anything nature has produced. We live in an interconnected world where a single infected individual could start a global pandemic within days. Maybe the zombie apocalypse will never happen. Maybe our immune systems and medical technology will protect us. Or maybe somewhere in the world, a parasite is mutating, a virus is evolving, or a scientist is conducting an experiment that will change everything. Because in a world where zombie fungi control ants and parasites manipulate human behavior, the line between science fiction and reality is thinner than we'd like to believe. Do you think a zombie-like pandemic is possible, or are we safe from the walking dead? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this exploration of real-world zombie science, subscribe for more investigations into the threats that could reshape our world. Until next time, keep your guard up.